Please welcome back to the program, Paul Giamatti.
Nice to see you, man.
How are you?
Yeah, am I right?
Welcome back.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Nice to be here, man.
Good to see you. So if someone says, listen, I got this Cronenberg film, it's one scene, what do you say? Just one scene, come on, do it.
Absolutely, no problem.
No problem.
Absolutely.
And then,
yeah.
oh, by the way, the scene is 20 minutes, and it's really crucial to
Yeah, man, no problem.
20-minute scene.
Yeah, I know, no problem. The problem was it's the end of the movie. That was the problem. So if I screw it up, I blow the whole movie. Well, that's what was more nerve-wracking than anything.
Do you still have that kind of anxiety when you walk into a picture?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And this was definitely, I got more anxious doing this than anything I've done in a long time.
Because it was at the end, or was there something else?
Because it was at the end, and because it's 20 minutes long, and because I'm playing a psychopath who doesn't stop talking and says some really scary stuff in it, too.
Right.
And I thought, I don't quite know how the hell I'm going to deliver some of this stuff. I mean, you know, it's going to be hard to hit it right. So it was nerve-wracking.
Do you think that sometimes it's, I mean, do we as a culture need a clearly sympathetic hero?
People think they do. I mean, people seem to think they do, or the people who make movies seem to think that we need sympathetic heroes. I don't. I don't.
Your guy in this is not clearly sympathetic.
Well, I don't know. He's not
sympathetic, but not clearly.
No, not clearly. No. But I mean, he's got. You can relate to what he's saying. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Nobody's sympathetic in this particularly. I have no interest in sympathetic heroes. I mean, I just don't. I don't buy it. I mean, you know, there's no such thing, really, in the real world.
When you were a kid, we grew up in the early days, we think that there's such a thing as that. When was your first realization that, oh, God,
everything was bullshit?
Yeah. See, for me, it was when I heard
it was a lie. Yeah. When was the big realization for that?
I heard the Clash's White Riot when I was 11. And someone told me it was about.
Yeah, I remember hearing Black Dog. My brother played me Led Zeppelin's Black Dog, and I was like, there's evil in the world. I was like, Satan is at loose. He's large in the world. Now, I don't know. It's a really good question. I can't remember any time when I didn't feel deeply cynical about humanity. I really can't think of a time.
But as you get older, does that get more acute, or are you finding it lessening a little?
Well, I might just get more forgiving of things. I like to think I get more forgiving and expansive. So I remain cynical, but I understand why everything's so messed up.
How much in this scene, like, so first of all, you got this, you know, obviously, did you know Pattinson before? Had you met him before?
No, I didn't know him at all.
So you know, have you heard of the Twilight series?
Well, I'd heard of the Twilight series, but I had not seen them.
Right.
And so I didn't even know he was English. I thought, why is he putting on the English accent? It's like, what's up with that, man? What's up with the English accent? No, I really didn't know anything about it.
So when you know you have to do this huge anchor scene in a film, and you got to walk into this, and it's with a guy that you don't know that much about, what's that experience like?
Well, that happens a lot, that you walk into scenes. I mean, I've had things where you have to be in bed with somebody, having sex with them, and you just meet them, and you're like, well, here we go, good luck. Good luck, here we go, rolling. You know, I mean, I've had that, so it can always be harrowing. But
I read that was in the original version of the script, with you and Robert.
We were going to be in bed together, but I penciled that out. To be honest, I was nervous as hell about it, as I said. And I got there, didn't know him at all, walked in the room, and the dude sitting across from me was great. He was super present. He knew what he was doing. He was deep in it. He had a hold of the language in a way I didn't. He was loose and ready to go, and he put me at ease immediately.
Well, the reason I asked is because we talked about the cynical, you know, streak that one could have. Yeah. Not you, but one could have. So, you know, walking into a scene like that, an actor can be really cynical.
Sure.
About what they're going to get out of it.
Yeah.
Were you cynical going in?
No, I think actually that's maybe one place I'm not cynical. I mean, I walk into it always expecting the other person to be really good. I've never been disappointed. You know, I mean, I just walked into it assuming the guy was going to be good. You know, I mean, I thought it was not even know anything about him when I heard that David had cast him. I thought, wow, that makes some kind of brilliant sense. I bet that guy's going to be great. And so that's how I walked into it. I wasn't cynical about it, no.
Is it a comfort zone? Because I still notice that you do this really good job of popping into a movie and playing a role, which isn't the lead role, around everybody else.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that, but you're doing that.
I like doing that. I mean, I enjoy doing that. Oftentimes those parts are more interesting to me. And I think that actors have different body chemistries and different brains. It's like a sprinter or a long-distance guy, and I think my body chemistry reacts better to it. I like working in a smaller space, and I like working with more eccentric characters. It excites me a little bit.
Is it true that when you were a kid you used to identify with the umpires in baseball?
Yeah.
For that reason?
Probably, yeah, because they were kind of the weird guys around the edges, and they were these weird kind of, there's all these, athletes, and then there's the weird fat guy who's like standing there, who just looks like he wants to go have a beer and take a crap and go to bed, and it's like, that guy, what is that guy doing? I want to know about that guy. And also, I used to love the things, they don't wear them anymore. They have those big chest protectors, and I was like, they looked like these crazy Darth Vader before Darth Vader thing. And I was like, those guys are badass. They're the least badass guys out there, but I thought they were amazing. But I think it is something like that, yeah.
You still get to be on the fringe then. You get to be that character running around.
Something like that, yeah. But it's nice to, I don't know what it is.
So when your dad was a baseball commissioner, did you just go down and try to meet umpires?
I did actually get to go meet the umpires once. My dad was like, "You want to meet the umpires, kid?" And I really was like, "Yeah." And it was some reason it's really fascinating to me because there's something they're forgotten, they're ignored, they're marginalized, and they have this really odd job, and they do these weird things, and it was fantastic going and see them, and they rub the balls with this special mud to take the shine off of them, and there's a whole paraphernalia and weird world going on there.
Can you play a clip? Tell me what you think of this. Take it back a bit.
Okay.
One does not go into the academic world with the intention of being an administrator, very rarely. One goes in, as I did, wanting to be a professor. And I was happy to be one and privileged to be one here.
That's amazing. I haven't seen that in a long time. I haven't seen him in a long time. That's amazing.
It's interesting when we see people who are so crucial to our lives. They're always in your head, but to see them.
No, it's really weird. I don't think I've actually seen him moving and talking like that. It's bizarre. It is intense.
But he talks about a focus there and the idea of expectations. Did you grow up with similar expectations of yourself?
Yeah, no, I think he was, if you're going to do something, whatever it is, don't screw around with it, was his thing.
Your mother was with you a little bit longer, and then she passed just before Sideways broke?
Yes, just before, yeah.
What would they have made of all this?
Oh, God, I don't know. I really don't know. My dad never saw me act, and my mom got to see me act, which was good, and it was exciting to her. I think it's too bad in some ways she would have been the most excited by it of anybody. She would have loved it, She would have totally loved it. It would have been great.
You were an academic too, weren't you?
I was interested in that kind of thing, definitely. No, it's always in the back of my head. I think I might go get a PhD now. Why not?
If anybody can pull it off in no time, it would definitely be. You'd be all right.
Well, that's very confident of you. Thank you.
Well, you just seem to be comfortable pulling things off.
Pulling them off. Yeah, definitely.
Well, that's the art to this, is recognizing that we rarely ever do anything. If we get away with it, it's because we get away with it.
It really is kind of true. There's no reigning intelligence to anything. Nobody knows what the they're doing, especially not me. And it's like, it is amazing to realize how much of it's just flying by the seat of your pants, which is great.
So when you're looking at a film now, are you looking at something particular, or is it just about... I know I hear people say it's about the material, but I don't always know if that's true. Is it always just about the material?
Well, that's a big part of it, sure. By material, I guess meaning the story and stuff like that, sure. Yeah, definitely. If I'm not going to keep reading the script, I'm not going to be interested in doing it. Literally, if I keep reading it, that's an indication of something, that it's interesting.
Some actors say, I'll do one for them and I'll do one for me. So it's almost as if they separate their career into two parts. Yeah. The one that allows me to do this. But you don't seem to be doing that.
No, I don't feel like I've ever done something I wasn't keen to do. Obviously I got to make money, so I'll do stuff that's going to pay me more money. But there's always something that's, I did this silly Santa Claus movie. And I was like, well, shit, I get to play Santa Claus. That'll be really weird, So I thought that's bizarre. So I did it, But I also got paid well.
Sure. So, one of the things that helped launch you to a mainstream audience, in its own version, was the Howard Stern movie, obviously. Yeah. And there was some, if you're of my generation, you remember this movie very clearly, but I don't know if you remember this guy. Watch this, from the early 90s.
You're studying the Alaskan accent spell. Right. All the excellent kickbacks. Thanks.
God, yes.
Yes.
The worst.
Yes.
What? Genius.
There's just no privacy anymore.
Wow. Really? Unbelievable.
That is a key.
That's key. That's key. Yeah, that was it, man. That was it. And they hired my girlfriend. They said, you got to make out with a chick all day. Can we hire your girlfriend? We're like, sure, she'll be into that. Yeah, so we just sat there. It was hilarious.
Into that singles.
Unbelievable.
That movie was interesting because it was in its moment.
Totally,
you know?
Very in its moment, which means it's probably not in its moment anymore. I mean, its moment is past, I guess. But,
how much do you think about how you're perceived? And I ask you this way: for a lot of people, as great an actor as Pacino and De Niro are, and they are, at a certain point in their career, with certain films, people say, "I don't see the character, I see De Niro."
Yeah.
And that's nothing the actor can do, but it's a reality. Do you ever think about you in that context at a certain point?
Well, I think that kind of thing is very tricky. It happens, it's beyond your control in some ways. Film's such an odd thing, you know? I mean, and it becomes, you begin to rely on yourself more. I mean, it's a very tricky line to walk. Whatever, I don't think about it consciously. No, the answer to that is I don't. You can't help what people are gonna think, you know? And so all I can do is just keep, because I don't think of myself as always playing one guy or being something, and that's, if I just keep doing that, it doesn't matter what other people think.
This movie, Cosmopolis, does a really good job of talking about the world of risk. How risk-averse are you in your real life?
Oh, fairly deeply risk-averse. Fairly deeply. I've clearly in my career choices, I'm occasionally risky. I've done some weird stuff. But I would not say that I'm not like jumping out of a plane and stuff like that, or skydiving or anything like that. No, I stay pretty mellow.
What is the one thing you've done that you sat up there and you had your Danny Glover moment where you went, shit, I'm too old for this?
Oh, my gosh. Wow. That's a really good question. I don't know, man. Crap, it might have been playing Santa Claus. I don't know. I think, frankly, it might have been shit. I have a lot of those moments when I'm working. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm too old for this. In fact, I think that a lot when I'm working, actually. I think, I come in with that panic, and I go, my God, I'm too old for this. So I'm very risk-averse. Yeah.
Who's somebody you want to say sorry to, and why?
Somebody I want to say sorry to?
Yeah.
Oh, holy crap.
Because
really?
you're an open guy. You're good at this.
Crap, really?
Listen, man, that's
sorry?
what we do.
Oh, no, man, sorry. I don't know. I mean, I would like to apologize to America for a lot of my acting, I suppose. I really don't know. That's a tough question, man. I don't.
You'll carry something with you.
No, that's interesting. I don't feel like I have a whole lot of sorry to say. I got to think about that, dude. You say that to me, and I'm like, shit. There's so many people. I'm sorry to you right now for killing the airtime. The ratings are plummeting. I'm very sorry to you for this being your last show, because televisions all across Canada are switching off. Listen to this guy. Oh, God, what is that guy
What do you mean he has
about?
no one to say sorry to?
What a jerk. Jerk.
Who's somebody who needs a swift kick in the ass?
Holy crap! Jesus Christ, man. Oh, I don't know. The President of the United States, I guess? I don't know. Why
this
not?
current one, yes? What do you think?
Yes, this current one.
Why?
Oh, they always need a swift kick in the ass. The President always needs a swift kick in the ass. He can always use one. Why not? So
Just for motivation or for anything in particular?
No, it's going to be fun to kick the President in the ass, man. It's going to be like, I kicked the President in the ass. Man. Yeah, those guys need motivation. I don't know. All those guys I'd kick in the ass. I'd just line them up and kick them all in the ass. Just go down and wear my boot out on them, just like, they're all out of their minds.
This is coming from somewhere.
Yeah, right.
Where's this coming from?
Here we go, man. Here we go. Now the TVs are coming back on. They're like, that guy's going nuts. Turn him back on.
By the way, when the Secret Service come to talk to you, I now know.
Oh, Jesus.
I now know who you can say sorry to.
Yes.
The President.
The President. Well, that's why I'm going to move to Canada. That's why I'm moving to Canada.
You have done some shooting up here.
I have film shooting, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I saved my shooting for
kicking?
down. Yeah, no. I saved the weaponry for down south of the border. But no, I've done a fair amount of shooting up here. No, I love working up here.
Is there a tangible difference that you notice when you shoot in a different country like this?
Well, people seem a hell of a lot calmer, that's for sure. I mean, it's every set I've ever worked up on here, everybody's just calmer. And I don't know why that is, whether it's just characterological in the country or what it is.
There's way more fluoride in the water.
Is that what it is? So that's eating away at your brains.
Pretty much.
We got to put some fluoride in the American water, clearly. I don't know, but whatever it is, people are just calm, and that's a huge difference.
It's really great to see you again.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, man.
Paul Giamatti, everybody. There we go. Next.